Hello everybody, Brad Johnson here. And in this video, we're going to be introducing a brand new release technique, which is referred to as the release ball method. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this brand new release ball method. It is a level 0.5 method, which is identical to the prana transmission technique, which you'll also find under my playlists on my YouTube channel. So looking at the release ball method, this again is another simple release technique that's helping us to completely clear away everything from the physical, the mental, and the emotional bodies. So looking at everything from conflicts, regrets, tendencies, sensations, traumas, and influences. Okay, so all of these things that we experience, that we go through, thanks to the mind, right? Thanks to us, again, putting all of that debris onto ourselves where the mind becomes dirty, where the mind becomes tainted. All of these things, these categories appear. So, through the release ball method, what we do is we have a notebook. You can even use your phone or your tablet if you want. And all we're doing first, the first line that comes on our notebook here, is what is the issue, okay? So the issue may represent the idea, let's say, for example, is divorce, okay? So that is the divorce. I'm feeling something regarding my past pertaining to a painful divorce from my ex-partner, okay? So that is what's called the subject. The subject is the divorce, okay? What emotions am I going through? Now you'll find an emotional and basically I put the same one as I was putting on the prana transmission technique. You'll have an emotional situation PDF checklist that you'll find in the video description, okay? You can go ahead and download that, as that will help you to identify emotions, okay? So what emotion am I feeling here? So this is where we have emotions coming up. The third thing is we have the scale. This is a new thing, okay? How intense is this on a scale of 0 to 10? 0 being that this is not intense at all, 10 being that this is extremely intense, okay? So we want to be aware of that. Maybe we'll say that the feeling of the divorce equals out to about a 7, okay? So I'd say, okay, see if you can get that up to an extra point. So if it's not at 10 on the scale, see if you can get it up an extra point. Okay, so if we have it as 7, let's try and get it for an 8. If we had it as an 8, let's try and get it as a 9, so forth. Okay, so try and get an extra point there. So once we have that, now we're going to go into the release ball method itself. Now there's two ways that we can do this. Number one is you can imagine an invisible ball in your mind to where the conflict itself is going to be contained. Second thing is that with your hands, just imagine that there is an invisible ball in between your hands. Either way works just fine. So the very first thing that we want to do before we get into tackling the conflict itself, so we want to make sure that we're doing 10 heart rate variability breaths, okay? So 10 HRVs. So remember that flow, 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Okay, very common, very simple, and it's all through the nose. Okay, you're breathing in through the nose, you're breathing out through the nose. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out, no pause before, in between, or afterwards. It's just a continuous flow, 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out through the nose. After we do our 10 heart rate variability breaths, we're entering the subtle state of being. We're relaxing ourselves. We've stimulated the parasympathetic nervous system. Now we can go into the release ball method. So now that I have this example of feeling of divorce, my emotions, I feel angry, I feel sad, I feel fear as well too. Okay, so those are my emotions that I put down here. And you'll also find a sample template of what your notebook entry should look like also in the video description as well. Okay, so you have 2 PDF downloads there. And again, we have the scale, it's 7 out of 10. I've been able to intensify it and I got it up to an 8 out of 10 instead. Great. So now I just want you to go into that situation. I want you to go into that divorce and just be aware of it. As soon as you're aware of the divorce, there it is in the ball. Be aware of the emotions, of how this makes you feel. As soon as you are aware of the emotions, sadness, anger, fear, goes into the ball. Be aware of the intensity on the scale. As soon as you're aware of that, goes into the ball. Okay? So again, that ball can be in your mind, or you can be holding it in between your hands. It's just the invisible ball. Okay? Now that we have done that, we're now going to go into being in the present moment, which is going to bring us into surrender. So this is where I would tell you, okay, is all of that in the ball right now? Yes. Good. Now I want you just to be aware of that ball. You can either have your eyes open or your eyes closed. And I want you just to surrender to everything in that ball. And all we're doing to surrender is we're shining the light of our awareness into the ball. Just shine the light of your awareness, which is your surrender, into the ball. You hold no responsibility to this conflict. You do not own this conflict. You do not claim this conflict. See it as a bag that you are letting go of, that you are dropping. You're dropping the bag. And just surrender by shining the light of your awareness onto that issue that's contained inside the ball. Just shine the invisible ray of awareness. And you're just aware of it. Only aware. Right? So if I'm holding the ball in my hand and all the problems are in there, this is all I'm doing. Okay? That's it. Just like what you're seeing me do here. Looks simple because it is. I'm not doing anything. I'm just being aware. I'm just being the witness. Okay? I'm just being the observer. Okay? I'm just working with my awareness. And I am surrendering. Okay? That's all we're doing. We're going to notice that all of this now starts to get weak. It's like looking at all of the cords that are attached, that were attached from this problem. They're getting severed. All of them are getting severed just by us being the witness, just by us observing. And we want to be 100% in surrender to everything that is in that ball. Okay, so then I would ask the question, have I completely surrendered to this? Yes. Am I ready to release this? Yes. Okay. So once we have 100% surrendered, all we do is do a snap of a finger. Just put that simple intention to release what remains. So it's like everything here is getting shriveled up, it's getting weakened, it has no essence to it anymore. All that remains is its husk. So, okay, I've completely surrendered. Am I ready to release this now? Yes. As soon as you snap your fingers, deep breath in and out. And just check in with the ball. Is that ball completely empty? And all I do is I look inside myself. I see if there's anything that remains pertaining to that conflict. It's not there anymore. It's completely gone. No, it's completely gone. So I feel that ball being empty. I look inside myself. Is that issue still there? Nope. It's completely gone. Great work. You did it. Okay? This is the release ball method. This is its simplicity. So we're not doing any special chants. We're not doing any mantra, right? We're not doing any sound vibration. We're not trying to do anything that represents the mind. All we're doing is we're shining that invisible light of awareness that shines upon the ball, and we just watch everything just get weakened, all of the cords getting cut, everything pertaining to us feeling like we had responsibility for that, we're seeing all of that drop. Just like you're holding a heavy bag, you drop it. You have let it go. You've surrendered. Okay? So all you have to do is be in this. Be aware. Okay? You are awareness. And through that awareness comes surrender. And I am surrendering because I am the witness, because I am the observer, because I am shining my light of awareness upon the ball. Now all of that disappears. This is by far the easiest and the simplest method to completely clearing away your conflicts. Now the key to this, with all of these, is we want to do repetition. Okay? Some of you may decide to do multiples of these conflicts, going down the list here. So, okay, I got 3, I got 4, I got 5. Great. Do them all at once. Put them all in the ball. Okay? You could do 3, 4, 5, 10, a dozen, 20, 30, however much you feel you can handle. Go for it. Just put it all into the ball. And once everything's in the ball, completely 100% surrender. Don't partially surrender, right? Don't mostly surrender. Completely surrender. You're just shining the ray of awareness, and all of this starts to fade away, and all that remains is its husk, then release. We release once we are 100% surrendered. And once we have released, we check in with the ball. Is it empty? Yes. Okay. Look into yourself. Is that completely gone? It's completely gone. I don't feel that anymore. Great. You did it. 100%. Awesome. Okay. This is super duper simple. And so the release ball method, level 0.5. Remember to check down at the video description for the 2 PDFs that will help you with the release ball method as you work with this practice. Let me know in great detail, guys, what you have experienced through the comments below. Do the release ball method. What are you waiting for? Okay? This is very, very simple. And what you are able to experience through yourself and what you're able to share is going to help a lot of people, because they're going to see more and more people doing this and saying, yep, I had this problem. I did the release ball method. Oh my God, I'm completely free. And this thing has haunted me for 10, 15, 20 years. I went to therapists and I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on therapists. They couldn't help me with this. I do this, within minutes, it's gone. Okay? I can use this for pain as well too. If I have an ache or a sore or a stiffness or a pain in the body, all I'm doing relating to sensations is I'm just putting all of those sensations into the body. Okay? I'm not worried about my emotional situation with it just yet. Okay? If there's a pain in my knee, then I'm describing the sensation here on my notebook page here. Okay? So the sensation here is that it's pulsating. Okay, it's throbbing. Okay, and I can use sensation-based descriptions with that. It's pulsating, it's throbbing, it's aching. Okay, and I put all of that into the ball. So here's the S for sensations. Okay, once I have done that, then secondly, I can go ahead and I can put the emotions, and then I can put the scale. Okay, so secondly comes emotions. Like I said, we were going to get to it. And thirdly, we get to the scale. Okay, Make sure all of these are in the ball. What's the situation? Okay, I have a pain sensation within my knee. Okay, what is the sensation of that pain? And that's basically what we're putting right here. The pulsating, the throbbing, etc., etc. Good, that goes in the ball. What are the emotions? It's fear, it's anger, it's sadness. Okay, what's the scale? Okay, it's about 7 out of 10. Okay, let's try and wrap it up. Let's give it an extra point. Okay, and we put all of that in the ball. And like I said, all you're doing is you're just being aware of these things. As soon as you're aware of these things, poof, they instantly come into the ball. Okay? And then we go through the process. We go through being in awareness, shining the light of awareness on it, being in surrender, witnessing, observing, dropping the bags, letting it go, shriveling it all up. All that remains is the husk, release. Gone. Ball's empty. Look into it. Is it all gone? Yep, completely. Great. So even if only 99% of it has been released, that's not good enough. We want that 1%. So we go back again, shine the light of awareness, surrender, and when we're 100%, we release everything. Then we check in, we make sure it's gone. So again, I cannot emphasize that enough. It's so very important. The reason I mention this a couple of times is because people come to me all the time and say, yeah, Brad, I did it, but I still feel it's there. It's because you didn't go all the way. You didn't go 100%. 100% is necessary. Okay? So let's remember that as we do the release ball method. So again, make sure you have the PDFs to help you out. Any questions on this technique, please feel free to reach me in the comments, or again, go to newearthteachings.com, go to the contact page, and you can contact me there as well too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new body deck special edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.